This is the Apple Watch SE. This is the second generation SE, but my first Apple Watch ever. In this video, I'm going to tell you my experience of using the Apple Watch and whether this is going to be a permanent piece of tech in my life from now on. Let's get into it. The Apple Watch SE is Apple's affordable model in their Apple Watch lineup, starting at $249 and $279 for the 44mm model like I have here. It's hard to consider any other smartwatch, especially at that price point. Of course, assuming you have an iPhone. My name is Patrick, and this is Everyday Tech for everyday people. And in this video, I'm going to give you my full review of the Apple Watch SE and give you my experience of having an Apple Watch in general. I'm also going to give you the top 3 ways I use the Apple Watch and tell you my must-have accessories. First, let's quickly talk about the Apple Watch SE. This is the second generation SE. The model I have here is the 44mm model with a bright OLED display. This has Apple's S8 processor. Since this is my first Apple Watch, I have nothing to compare it to as far as performance is concerned and how much they've improved. But from what other people have told me, Apple has come a long way, especially as it compares to the original Apple Watch. My first initial impressions of using the Apple Watch is that it's very responsive. The display is very bright, very sharp. I really like this 44mm model, even with my skinny wrist here. This has a number of health and safety features. First, it can detect my heart rate, and the sensors on here can detect whether I'm standing up and keep track of my workouts. The other thing this has is fall detection. Now, if I fall, it'll ask me if I'm okay. I can respond and say I'm okay, or I can call for help. Now, if I don't respond, it'll automatically call my emergency contact and 911. Now, some of the other health features that are not on this model, but on the more expensive models, is the ability to track my EKG and also keep track of my menstrual cycles. That's if I had some. Now, the Apple Watch 8 has a 45mm model, and there's a 49mm model on the Ultra. As far as using the watch is concerned, Apple is really promoting this as a fitness and health device. Now, I haven't had a chance to go to the gym yet with the watch, but let me give you my top 3 ways I use this watch. These are in no particular order. First, like any smartwatch, this gives me my notifications. This pretty much mirrors the notification process on my iPhone. Now, when I get a message on Gmail, right away I can archive or dismiss the message right on my watch here. If my Eufy doorbell detects a person in there, I can see the preview image of that person right away. Now, it can't show me the full video feed there, but at least at a quick glance, I can decide whether to take out my phone to see more. Second, and this is more of a niche case, but I think this will apply to some of you. At work, we use two-factor authentication for security. The particular application that we use is called Duo. Now, Duo has a companion watch app. This means that when I'm trying to get into one of our systems, no longer do I have to take out my phone and try to log in to my phone. Automatically, I can approve and log in with my watch. Now, again, I know this won't apply to some of you, but for those who know what I'm talking about, so convenient. Third, and something I never knew I would love so much, but is the ability to pay using Apple Pay and NFC. Now, in the era of masks, pulling out my phone, having to log in and then tap to pay can be a little bit of a hassle. Granted, it's still a lot better than paying by cash or pulling out a credit card, but being able to pay with my watch brings it to another level. When I'm ready to pay, I just double tap the side button here, tap the terminal, and I'm ready to go. Well, those are my top 3 uses, but I'll mention some other uses of my Apple Watch here. I have my Mac Mini set up here to automatically unlock when I'm nearby when I'm trying to log in. When I'm at the store, I can pull up my Google Keep shopping list. I can quickly glance at the weather, and oh yeah, it does tell time too. Like any Apple product, there are tons of accessories for the Apple Watch. There are 2 accessories in particular for me that are a must. The first one may not be a must for everybody because it's a matter of taste and preference, but it's a watch strap. Now, I have the Apple Watch Nike edition here, which comes with this cool looking strap, but I have 2 problems with this strap. First, it's a little bit difficult to put on. I have to do this balancing act with the watch and my fingers here, or I have to put it down on a soft surface so I can easily put it on. Second, even though this does have these holes in here, my wrists do get pretty sweaty after a while. It doesn't breathe very well. This is where this elastic watch band comes in. Apple does sell a version of this strap for $99, but I got this one on Etsy for $15. It's really comfortable, it's really easy to put on, and it looks pretty good too. My only concern with this strap is to see how it will hold up over time. It's already stretched a little bit, and we'll see how these plastic connectors hold up over time. But even if I have to replace it once or twice a year, it's still way cheaper than the Apple one. The next item I think is a must for all Apple Watch users. This is a portable charger with a built-in 1200 milliamp battery. Now, I'm not going to even begin to pronounce this company's name, but there are a lot of these on Amazon. Now, I like this one in particular because it has a lightning connector. The reason why I have a lightning connector is if I'm on the go, I'm already going to have my lightning cable to charge up my phone, but that way I only have to bring in one cable to charge up my phone and this charger. Now, there are a lot of these on Amazon, and be careful because a lot of them do have a micro USB cable. At least get one with a USB-C cable. I like this one with a lightning cable. Now, I could bring the cable that comes with my watch, but I like to keep that at the side of my bed because I like to charge on my watch before I go to sleep. Now, the nice thing about this one also is that it supports pass-through charging. So I can plug in the lightning cable here, put my watch on there, and it'll charge up both the watch and the battery at the same time. Now, at the time of this recording, this comes in at under $20, and there's a lot of chargers at that same price point. So again, watch out for the connector, and watch out, a lot of them are just chargers, and not all of them have a built-in battery. As a first-time Apple Watch owner, the question is this something that I'm going to own regularly in the future? Well, it depends on how much it enhances my life and how useful it is to me. Now, this is not my first smartwatch. My first smartwatch was a Pebble 2, which had an e-ink display. Now, I really like the e-ink technology, and I like the fact that it did give me notifications. Also, I got it for really cheap. Then I moved on to the Fitbit Versa 2, which I have here. Now, the reason why I stopped using this thing is it stopped being that useful to me. I did like the notifications that it gave me, and it did some of my fitness tracking, but after a while, I just didn't use it much. So what's the difference here between the Apple Watch? Well, first, the build quality is so much better. It doesn't feel like a toy like the Pebble did, and the display on here is light years better than on the Fitbit. As far as me using the watch long term, it's all about the applications. Now, it has to do more than just give me notifications. I mentioned my top 3 ways of using the Apple Watch. Along with the notifications, does having 2-factor authentication and being able to pay with my watch enough for me to keep this long term? I would say surprisingly, yes. Along with those 3 things, it's all about the details. So for example, the Apple Watch I chose, the Apple Watch face I chose, at a glance gives me a lot of information. I can see the date, I can see the weather. If I want to get more details on the weather, I just tap in and I can see if it's going to rain later on. Along with that, I've used this as a camera remote control for my phone to take group shots. It's all about the little details. Again, Apple really markets this as a fitness and health device. It does have the heart rate sensor, fall detection, and when I go back to the gym regularly, I'll be able to track my workouts. There's just so much potential and so many potential features coming out on a regular basis. Now, usually it's never a good idea to buy a piece of technology based on potential, but Apple not only has the potential features coming out, but it has many features that are here already. Would I recommend getting the Apple Watch SE? Well, it all depends on your needs. If you're looking for something to give you notifications only, I would look for something cheaper. If you're someone who's into fitness, it's hard to find something better than the Apple Watch. There's so many reasons why you would want to get an Apple Watch. We got my mom an Apple Watch SE first generation because we like the fact that it did have fall detection. In other words, this is a product that is nice to have, but not necessarily a must-have product. This is a really great companion with my iPhone, although I am considering getting the cellular version in the future so I can leave my phone at home at times. In general, I would recommend it, but even though the Apple Watch SE is the cheapest watch in Apple's lineup, at $249 and $279, that's not an insignificant amount of money. I would say the Apple Watch is something I can survive without, but with it, it really enhances my life. So you really need to find that application that can really enhance your life as well. Of course, the other thing I have to acknowledge is you do need to have an iPhone to use the Apple Watch. Now, it's been a while, but I used to go back and forth between Android and iOS. Does having the Apple Watch now lock me further into iOS? Maybe just a little bit, but it's not the main reason I'm sticking with iOS. There are other reasons such as AirPlay, AirDrop, and of course, iMessage. Are you considering getting an Apple Watch? Do you already have one? And how do you use it? Leave a comment below. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like and consider subscribing. Until the next one, see ya.